Well, yes, I have to talk about Nikola Jokic again because, well, damn it, not enough people are doing it. And for whatever reason, I can't quite pinpoint. Nikola Jokic last night did something that nobody else has ever done, other than Will Chamberlain a couple of times. But Jokic surpassed Will Chamberlain last night officially in the NBA record books for the most 30-point triple doubles, shooting at least 70%. Yes, Nikola Jokic is now passing Will Chamberlain in various and different multiple statistical fields that we've seen over the past several years now. It's just going to be more of the same moving on now into year 11 of this guy's illustrious and ridiculous NBA career. And when you start breaking ties with Will Chamberlain or passing Will Chamberlain, you know that you are on absolute, unprecedented historical footing. Will Chamberlain, the freak statistical anomaly who existed like 50, 60 years ago. People don't even believe half the shit this guy did was real. There is literal speculation, conspiracy theory stuff percolating around the interwebs that Will Chamberlain's 100-point game in Hershey, Pennsylvania in 1962 wasn't even real. We have moon landing type conspiracies going on about Will Chamberlain games. That's how dominant this guy was back in the 1960s. And now Nikola Jokic is on that field. He is leveling the playing field with Will Chamberlain. And for whatever reason, nobody really wants to talk about this guy. I just don't know what else he can do. He's still, at last checked today, the most recent odds updates that I can find, is the third odds-on favorite to win MVP. What more do you want from this guy? What more can he feasibly do? Last night, Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon both sat out in the second night of back-to-backs. Yes, albeit against the crappy Indiana Pacers, who are having an obvious, dreadful season with all the injuries that they've been hit with. But second night of back-to-back, Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon, who many speculate are both finally playing at an all-star caliber level. If they were to make an all-star appearance this season, though, it would be the first time in Jokic's 11-year career that he played with a single one of those. But herein lies the problem with both Gordon and Murray. They're not available enough. And availability really is king in sports. Yes, Gordon and Murray have started off the year on an exceptional pacing, particularly for them. But look, Aaron Gordon last season missed 40 games. Jamal Murray, meanwhile, hasn't played over 60-something games since the 2018-2019 NBA season. Guys, it is 2025-2026 right now, and he hasn't crawled out of 60-something games since then. These guys simply aren't available during the season, yet Jokic is running around here winning at least 50 games every single season, and then they're consistently banged up and depreciated when they get into the playoffs, and that is why Nikola Jokic doesn't have multiple NBA championships already. But damn it, what this guy should have is about 5 league MVPs on his mantle, and it looks like he's cruising precipitously towards yet another snubbing this year. How? Third in NBA MVP standing right now, says the odds makers. We'll see what the NBA Kia ladder says tomorrow or Tuesday when they update that. But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, still number one on that, still number one odds-on favorite out of Vegas, according to their latest odds, again, at last check this morning. But I just don't understand feasibly, like, Jokic is leading the NBA in practically everything. Look at literally every advanced metric. The only thing he hasn't run down yet is player efficiency rating. Giannis is still holding firm in that. But this guy is on a different level from everybody. He is now he's got a 2.7 win share right now in 9 games. That's 0.3 of a point more than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And Shai has played in one more game right now than Nikola Jokic. So I just don't understand what else this guy has to do. The Denver Nuggets are leading the NBA right now in points per game offense. They're number 2 in opponents' points allowed right now. So they're doing it at both ends of the floor, spearheaded by Nikola Jokic, who is averaging, yes, a triple-double, the easiest triple-double you're ever going to see. This guy's up to 25 points, 13 rebounds, and 12 assists a game, coming off of Yes, another monstrous game last night. The aforementioned record breaker against Wilt. Jokic with 32 points, 14 rebounds, 14 assists on 71.5% shooting last night. That would be 10 of 14 from the field. On the season, he has now moved up to 73% true shooting percentage. So 25, 13, and 12 on 73% true shooting. And the Denver Nuggets just keep winning. They're 7-2 now. They're tied essentially for the second seed in the Western Conference, and they are just one game behind in the loss column from overtaking the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Denver Nuggets are now the number 1 ranked SRS team in the NBA. Again, what more do you feasibly want from Nikola Jokic? Apparently more, because he's not only is he not first in MVP voting right now, according to Vegas, or odds, I should say, he is not even second. So whatever reason, the writers are just hell-bent to continue to freeze this guy out of the MVP. It is unbelievable why everybody hates Nikola Jokic. I just can't understand. The writers were so utterly giddy with anticipation to stuff another MVP award on the Fraud King shelf, LeBron James. Remember, he got 4 in a 5-year span, 2 of those 4 coming after he took his talents to South Beach and built a super team with a top 3 other NBA player, and they didn't even have the best record in the NBA one of those 2 years that LeBron got the league MVP. So they just wanted to insinuate LeBron James into these upper echelon conversations with these all-time hierarchical excellent GOATs that we've seen throughout NBA history get into that upper echelon pantheon of the MVP club, the 4+ MVP guys. But for whatever reason, Nikola Jokic I don't know what he has to do to get to the 4th. Like, he averaged a 30-point triple-double a year ago, led the league in every major statistical advanced category other than win shares. SGA narrowly edged Nikola Jokic out in the win share department last year. So Jokic comes back this year, and he's averaging better win share per 48 right now than SGA, substantially more so in average per 48. He's actually, even again, despite playing 1 fewer game, he has edged out SGA for the win share lead at this moment, and yet still he sits 3rd league-wide. I cannot wrap my head around it. Last night, the starting 5 of the Denver Nuggets consisted of Cam Johnson, Peyton Watson, Christian Brown, and Jalen Pickett, and yet they won that game 117-100. Nikola Jokic is by far the greatest floor riser we have probably ever seen, and by a long stretch, the best that we have right now. He is by far the most valuable player in the NBA, and I just don't understand what it is, why that we just can't give this guy his flowers and give him his due. Speaking, though, of last year's MVP, SGA, and, this year, his race now, allegedly, it looks like with, I don't know, Giannis Antetokounmpo or Luka Doncic. It seems like the writers want to give both of those guys the MVP over Nikola Jokic as well, maybe even Victor Wembanyama. But one of the other major feathers in the cap of SGA last year was the plus-minus. He led the league significantly in plus-minus over Nikola Jokic, who was number 2 somehow, despite having that dreadful supporting cast, while Shea had one of the best teams ever assembled, certainly in the last decade, probably the best team assembled since the Golden State Warriors, which contained both Kevin Durant and Steph Curry. So pretty obvious that Shea was going to lead the league in plus-minus, but Jokic somehow got number 2 league-wide behind Shea. And look, it was a significant gap between those two. Well, this year, again, despite playing 1 fewer game than SGA, Nikola Jokic is leading the NBA in plus-minus, over 50 better than SGA in 1 fewer game, and yet he sits at a distant 3rd right now in MVP odds favorites out of Vegas, and that isn't indicative of the play that we are seeing on the floor. That is indicative of the feel that they get from the people that will be voting on the award at year's end. The people that, for whatever reason, continue to want to marginalize Nikola Jokic and freeze him out from getting that 4th league MVP award and entering in, obviously, a room which contains only a few players, the very few elite core of all-time NBA players that have at least 4 league MVPs. That would be, perhaps you've heard of them, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Will Chamberlain, Bill Russell. That's the list. So Nikola Jokic with a 4th league MVP would be moving into that club. He would become the 6th player ever with more than 3 league MVPs. A move which would obviously indicate that Jokic should be getting serious consideration into all-time top 10 conversations, a conversation that many people, obviously, I'm talking about the writers around the league, aren't comfortable with putting Nikola Jokic into those conversations for whatever reason. I don't understand it. I'm going to do a protracted investigation into this. I'm going to do a deep dive into why everybody hates Nikola Jokic, and because, quite frankly, it's going to be a clarifying journey for me because I want to know what the issue is here. I'm going to look at his career versus some of these other all-time legends that have gotten these upper level of MVP collections going on right now, which will include, obviously, Larry Bird and Magic Johnson with 3 apiece there, which is right where Nikola Jokic is on a footing with them at the moment. So keep an eye out on that. I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to dig into that, but that is coming as Nikola Jokic continues this onslaught on the NBA. I just didn't see this coming. I didn't see last year coming. How could he feasibly have gotten better last year with the previous 4 seasons that he laid down? It was unimaginable. And with last year, I knew that there was no way he can eclipse that season this year. And yet he's doing just that. Just keeps getting better and better and better. And yet people just keep hating on him more and more and more. So I'm going to have to dig into this. I'm going to have to do some more comps to some of these other players. So keep an eye out on that, guys. Make sure you are subscribed with notifications turned on to stay up to date with more from me. Until next time, guys.